Hello, welcome to our company culture lesson where we will be discussing goals. Today's topics will include goal types, goal categories, the goals list, adding goals, and managing goals. So with that, let's get started. Now before we get too involved in creating and managing our goals, let's first go into the settings and explore setting up our goals. To do so, let's click the Company tab and Settings from the drop-down. Here, we can choose Company and Goals, and you'll see that we have two drop-down options. The first is Categories, and the second is Goals. Let's choose Goals, and this will bring us to the Goal Types list. So here you can see that I have one goal type available right now, which is called the 1-year goal. But I can add a new goal type by clicking the blue Add Goal Type button. This will bring me to a new page where I can name my new goal type in singular form. So for instance, if I wanted to add a quarterly goal, I could do that. And then I can add the plural version, which is quarterly goals, and add a description of the goal type as well. You can also choose whether you want to display a menu, and if you toggle this on, the goal type will be listed underneath the goals in the company drop-down menu. And here you can actually name what the goal type looks like in the drop-down as well. If you don't want that to be toggled on, you can simply untoggle the option and choose Save. Once you choose Save, you can also add custom fields to your goal type. Custom fields will allow you to add any information that should be tracked with the goal type that isn't available to be tracked by default. To begin adding a new custom field, click the Add button, and it is important to know what you're trying to capture, because that will help in determining your field type that can be chosen in this drop-down option. Field types include alphanumeric, which will allow users to track alphabetical and numeric data. Integer is numeric data with a comma separation. Decimal field is numeric with a decimal separation. Currency will add the American dollar sign onto any numeric value. Date and time will have a clock and a calendar icon for users to select a calendar date and a time. And then you have both of them separated here in both date and time. Then you have a yes and no field, an alphanumeric multi-line, which will be able to capture alphabetical and numeric data. An attachment will allow users to upload images or documents. You have a select value from a custom list, which means that you can actually create a list to be selected from. And then you have select value from an existing list, and this means a list that exists within Striven. And this includes your employees list, customers list, contacts list, and more. Once you know what you want to capture, you can choose the field type from below and choose what you want to capture. Then you can add your field name here. Toggle options include whether you want to include inactive records and whether you want to require this field to be captured. If you mark is required, users will not be able to save the goal until they fill out this custom field. If you don't want that to be required, you can untoggle the box and simply choose Save and Close, and you'll see your new custom field added to the list. To save your goal type, go back to the basic info and choose Save and Close, where you will see it in the list of goal types. The other option you have in your settings is categories for your goals. So if I choose categories, here I can see the categories that I have so far, and I can add new categories to the list as well. Once I've added more categories, I can note a parent-child relationship by clicking on a category, dragging and dropping over another, and you'll see that now I have a parent category with a subcategory underneath, which can be collapsed or expanded as needed. Now that we have our goal type and our category, we're ready to create a new goal. To do so, let's go to our goals list by clicking Company and Goals from the drop-down. Here we can click Search and see all our goals. We can also click the blue Add Goal button to the left of the goals list. This will bring up the Add Goal screen, in which we can name our goal. We can choose the goal type, and as you can see here, the quarterly goal is in our drop-down, which we can select. You'll notice that once I select my goal type, my custom field is shown on the bottom right of the goal page. Here we can add the name of our goal. We can mark the status, whether it's in progress, achieved, a future goal, whether it's canceled, inactive, or not achieved. If you're going to work on this goal, you can simply choose in progress. The person responsible will always be you by default, but you can change this as needed by highlighting your name and erasing, and then choosing the appropriate employee from the dropdown. The start date, likewise, will always be the date you're adding the goal, but you can move that as needed. For instance, if this is for next quarter, then I can choose 10/1/2019 to the end of the next fiscal quarter, which is 12/31/2019. My category I can choose here, and if I choose more than one, you'll see a separation between all of those selected. Your description will be where you describe what you want to achieve in the goal. Next, you can choose to relate goals if you have pre-existing goals that relate to this one. You can add members, which means that I'm going to add members to the goal who are responsible with the person listed over here. And I can choose to have all members have full access, which means they can not only view the goal details, but they can also edit. And you can also have all employees as a member of the goal. Down here you have your custom field, and since we chose from an existing list, I can choose from a list of teams, so I can choose my recruiting team as the team responsible for this goal. When I choose save, the goal will be saved in my system, and you'll see now I have some tabs up top. One is the actions menu, which means I can mark it as a future goal, I can mark it as achieved or not achieved, I can cancel, mark as inactive, or duplicate the goal as well. The audit log will show any changes made to the goal, so if you have multiple members working on a goal, you can see all the changes and who made the changes. And then you have messaging as well, and this will not only allow users to message back and forth, but track the messages and replies all in one spot. When you're done, you can choose Save and Close, and this will bring you to the goals list, where you'll see your goal listed as well as all the pertinent information to the goal at a high level. There will also be a toggle box on the far right, which means that you can toggle it from on target to off target very easily right on your list. On the goals list itself, you have a lot of tools to help search for goals as well. By clicking on the blue down arrow, you can show more search fields that are available. And these search fields will allow you to narrow down your list to show the goal that you want to find. Search fields include goal types, which can be selected by toggling on the appropriate boxes. Person responsible will allow you to select an employee from the drop-down. Status will allow you to toggle on or off certain statuses. You have date range selectors to choose a from date and a to date. You can filter by categories and members as well, and if you want, you can show only those goals that are off target as well. And when you choose search, this will narrow down your list to find that exact criteria. If you usually log into the goals list to view your own goals, one helpful tool that you have is a saved search. To issue a saved search, you can fill out your search filters up here, and then choose the gray down arrow to the right of the magnifying glass. Then choose Save this search. Here I can name the search as My Goals, and I can auto-load search results if I want. That means when I load the goals page, I don't have to click the search button. The results will load automatically for me. And I can also choose whether it's default. Marking a saved search as default means that when you go to the goals list, this saved search will load automatically for you. By clicking Save, your saved search will load and it will be marked as your default. So if I go to a new page like my dashboard and then go back to my goals list, you'll note that my saved search loads automatically. And if I click the gray down arrow to the right in the magnifying glass, you'll see that my goals has a green check mark, means that it's being used right now. And that was a look at how to set up, create, and manage goals within Striven.